so cool. Might as well refill the supplies. Oh, loot too. Okay. Anything in here, I guess, while I'm here? Ooh.
There. That must be the Temple of Mythal.
In front of us, rage burning red. So close to what he wants, what he was, what he will be.
Corypheus. I hear fighting ahead.
Look at this. This is gorgeous. Is Corypheus here? Who is that bat person? Is that Mythal? Cole has no hat on! I've got the rune. Was I supposed to...
They
That's
still
Samson?
think to fight us, Master.
Corypheus.
These are but remnants. They will not keep us from the Well of Sorrows.
Well of Sorrows.
Can't we stop them?
Be honored. Witness death at the hands of a new god.
Oh my gosh! What the heck? Oh my gosh! What the heck? Did the game just like end? Did the game just end? What? That was a warden. Who are those elves? They're called sentinels according to the thing. Where'd they... Is that... Oh, Samson's creepy looking. Ew!
It cannot be. Across the bridge, now.
Aren't we supposed to be fighting him? Oh, crap! No, bridges are bad! Bridges are bad! Yeah, this door's gonna hold it. Oh! Well, whatever magic seals this place let us in, and just sealed us in, too, and sealed out Corypheus. Holy crap! What was that magic? Ancient elven magic. So cool! Solus better have cool things to say. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting! I hope we can, like, I don't know, can we be friendly with these sentinel elves even though I've been killing them? Because they've been attacking me. No hard feelings, yeah, guys? They're completely different from Dalish elves, I think. Unless they're just a tribe that decided to live here and protect the place and they're still Dalish, but they just don't interact with the other clans, you know? Because if I... Oh!
At last, Mythal's sanctum. Let us proceed before Corypheus interferes.
Hold on. Corypheus mentioned a Well of Sorrows. I thought he was here for an alluvion.
I am uncertain of what he referred to.
I think they're the same thing.
Could they be the same? Could illuvian translate into Well of Sorrows?
No. It seems an alluvian is not the prize Corypheus seeks.
Well, maybe the alluvian is called the Well of Sorrows.
Yes, I was wrong. Does that please you? Whatever the Well of Sorrows might be, Corypheus seeks it, and thus you must keep it from his grasp.
Oh, don't get upset.
Let's find this well before Corypheus's people do.
Whoa, what?
To know how Corypheus returned to life. We saw him die.
And his life force passes on to any blighted creature, darkspawn, or Grey Warden.
So it's a good
Then
thing I
Corypheus
exiled.
can't really die.
We'll find a way to stop him once we're done here.
'Tis strange. Archdemons possess the same ability, and still the Grey Wardens are able to slay them. Yet Corypheus they locked away. Perhaps they knew he could do this, but not how.
Why aren't you and Solus talking?
Yes?
You said this Mythal was worshipped as a goddess.
I should know who Mythal
So it
is.
seems. What is a god but a being of immense power? The dread old gods were nothing more than dragons, after all. They rise as archdemons, and they die. Perhaps Mythal was a powerful elf, a ruler among her kind. History often plays storyteller with facts.
Solus!
You admit lack of knowledge, and yet dismiss her so readily?
I do not dismiss her. I question her supposed divinity. One need not be a god to have value. Truthfully, I'm uncertain Mythal was even a single entity. The accounts are varied.
There are varied accounts of Mythal.
In most stories, Mythal rights wrongs while exercising motherly kindness. Let fly your voice to Mythal, deliverer of justice, protector of sun and earth alike. Other paint her as dark, vengeful. Pray to Mythal and she would smite your enemies, leaving them in
That's what
agony.
usually happens.
More Dalish tales, I assume.
If you know more about this, Solus, speak.
The oldest accounts say Mythal was both of these, and neither. She was the mother, protective and fierce.
Exactly.
That is all I will say. This is not a place to stir up old stories.
Whatever the truth, all accounts of Mythal end the same. Exiled to the beyond with her brethren.
What do you mean, exiled?
Tricked by the Dread Wolf, as all the elven gods
right,
were
right.
said to be, trapped in a land beyond the Fade. Many Dalish believe this is why the elves fell from grace, and their gods did not save them. Or perhaps they were simply rulers slain by Tevinter. Who can say?
Oh, this is so
You've
cool.
seen the elves here. They seem odd.
Indeed. Two things are possible. One, this is a group of Dalish separated from their brethren, cultists, fanatic in their desire to keep humans away. Two, these are elves descended from the ancients, having resided here since before the fall of Arlathan.
Wow.
The second appears unlikely, but if true, the implications are astounding.
Is that even possible? How?
With magic, anything is possible. Whatever the truth, the Guardians successfully kept the temple a secret. They must kill all who enter, even the Dalish. A more sensible question might be, why?
Do you know what this part of the temple was used for?
The room we stand in is a vestibule, not the temple proper.
Okay.
To those who knew it, perhaps this ritual was little more than a polite knock at the gate. These customs must have been as familiar to ancient elves as bowing to a queen is to you or I.
I find it difficult to picture you curtsying to anyone.
Have we become so familiar you can predict my manners and customs now? Nothing is lost by indulging in the occasional civilized conduct, particularly when unexpected.
Ah.
Let's continue.
As you wish. Yes?
Are you certain Corypheus is using the power of the Blight to make himself immortal?
Can't be certain of
Perhaps
anything.
you forget. I was in Ferelden during the Fifth Blight. I have seen a true archdemon rage. How Corypheus gained the power to send his soul into blighted bodies, that is the real question.
Will answering that question let us destroy Corypheus for good?
Perhaps. I would suggest first dealing with the well. If Corypheus obtains it, any chance of success could be lost.
Okay.
Let's continue.
As you wish.
Good. So Solus was talking too. Good. Okay. I didn't think they would get along because she kind of professes to be, you know, an expert in elvish, ancient elves. Oh my gosh, this is beautiful. I feel like I'm in a Ghibli movie. Solus did not want to stir up old stories here. So he believes in the old gods because he said you dismiss them so readily, but despite not knowing, despite saying, "Oh my gosh, look at these tree roots." I mean, I'm sure this isn't what the temple was supposed to look like, but oh look, those are Hala. Could you imagine being an elf and walking here? Like walking in this water, like in like holy sacred water perhaps? I don't know, like in the water, like, or in on the land and in the temple of your ancestors, like, oh my gosh, and like seeing all this, seeing the ruins, but seeing the beauty that still exists there. And trying to imagine what it was like. So this must be Mythal. A lot of goddesses are depicted in the Hindu. Shiva, I think, is the female. No, oh.
It appears the temple's magics are still strong.
Ancient Elven. I can't make out much.
Atishol vir Abalasan. It means enter the path of the Well of Sorrows.
There is something about knowledge, respectful or pure. Shiven. Shivenen. 'Tis all I can translate. That it mentions the well is a good omen.
At least we know the Well of Sorrows was important.
Supplicants to Mythal would have first paid obeisance here. Following their path may aid entry.
Wow. So let's come read the rest of it. Look at that mist. It's gorgeous. Oh. Ah,
Do not step any place you have stepped before.
that's what I thought.
There can be no vacillation. This is where petitioners walked the path of their gods.
Ah.
It is where they paid fealty to the gods. I have seen it, in the Fade. Only the reverent were permitted to touch this ground, and only in solemn contemplation.
Okay. What were these?
There.
Well done. Now what awaits?
Indeed. Oh, but I was saying, in Hindu mythology, the wife of Shiva, I think it was the wife of Shiva. Oh crap, Templar. She is both the protector. She is the motherly kindness and
I
the
see
fierce
the Red
protector.
Templars have already encountered the temple's guardians.
Wow.
They hurt themselves for years to get stronger, but they still die so easily.
Perhaps we shall fare better.
Hopefully we don't. Hopefully we could come to some sort of accord. I would hope. Oh. But yeah, no, it's actually quite interesting. I did a little bit of research on it once. Oh. Oh. The rebel god. Fen'Harel, he's the wolf. The dread wolf. Which is totally Scandinavian and Norse, you know? With, oh, if the name is so similar, it's gonna mess me up now. I think I've tried to say it before. The Dalish use Harlan to mean traitor to one's kin, but the word does not appear in any elven text before the Tower's Age. The ancient root word is related to Haralen, or opposition, and Helathin, or noble struggle. The Dalish call Fen'Harel a god of deception, but I posit a far more accurate translation would be god of rebellion. So, kind of like, I mean, it was Loki's son was the wolf, who was, like, he killed... the wolf was... There was the snake, the wolf, and then the daughter was the goddess of death. These were Loki's children. That's really cool that they're like tying in like some like Norse stuff. I really like that. For elvish stuff. It's interesting. What he rebelled against is a story lost to time. In Dalish legends, Fen'Harel seals away the other deities out of love of trickery. If we understood more ancient Elven, we might find earlier versions of the Dread Wolf story give him a more nuanced motivation beyond spite. From a treaty on the pagan and heretical customs of the elves, commissioned by Empress Selene.
Why would this be here?
Something wrong?
It depicts the Dread Wolf, Fen'Harel. In elven tales, he tricks their gods into sealing themselves away in the beyond for all time. Setting Fen'Harel in Mythal's greatest sanctum is as blasphemous as painting Andraste naked in the chantry.
Do you think?
My clan set statues of the Dread Wolf outside our camp. They're meant to frighten harmful spirits.
Perhaps. I thought the ancient elves above quaint superstitions.
For all your knowledge, Lady Morrigan, you cannot resist giving legend the weight of history. The wise do not mistake one for the other.
Pray tell, what meaning does our elven expert sense lurking behind this?
None we can discern by staring at it.
You'd make such a cute couple. No. Yes. Yes.
You two look like you're about to kiss when you argue.
It's time we pressed forward.
Agreed.
I love you. I love you. Don't be mad. Huh. I wonder why that's here. Hey. Hey, bird. Hey, bird.
Yes.
Do you know what this part of the temple was used for?
The room we stand in is a vestibule.
Okay.
To those who knew it, perhaps. These customs must have been as familiar to ancient elves as bowing.
Let's continue.
As he went.
I hate that arm gesture they have, and her arm is rendering weird too. Fen'Harel, what? Well, in the Norse legends, it's like, I can't remember, but he's it's not necessarily that he did it out of spite, it was just his nature. Like, he couldn't, but then we've got Loki, the trickster god, right? Who, equal times either hindered or helped the gods, or he would get them into trouble and then get them out of it. But it was Loki, the god of tricksters, who actually brought the fate of the gods to them. Like he had his like daughter, the goddess of death, like construct this like boat that he like. I think, man, am I getting it out of order?
The Temple of Mythal, constructed in an age when elves, not men, dominated this land.
Before the Imperium destroyed it.
They believed Mythal a goddess of justice. Elves came here to request judgment, after they proved their worth.
Silence has reigned here for time beyond memory.
That long? I mean, I'm surprised this even stands. I mean, I know it's been thousands of years, but still. It's crazy. Like, everywhere I look, it's just beautiful. They spent a lot of time in here. But no, Loki, he tricks the gods. And he creates their downfall. Like, before, he was just a god, like a trickster god. But then at the end, he slowly grew more and more spiteful. And he ended up bringing he brought Ragnarok. Loki was the bringer of Ragnarok, and it came in the form of his children. The snake that wrapped around the world. The Dread Wolf, can't remember his real name, and then the Goddess of Death. Oh man. So Fen'Harel is a combination of the wolf, Feral. It's not feral. The Norse wolf, and Loki. And you have to wonder if he did it out of spite, or if it was a joke that went too far, or if it started out as a joke and then turned into spite, or if he had been the trickster god and then turned into this spiteful god, you know? But everybody trusts in this thing. Loki is like either the son or the brother of Odin. The different Scandinavian texts kind of differ on that. But he was trusted, and he was the one who initiated the death of the bright one, I can't remember their name. Why can't I remember the names? There were twin brothers. One of them was blind, and the other one, and he was like dark, and he was kind, but nobody paid him much mind. And the other was this bright, well-beloved one that his mother convinced every creature on the earth to never harm him, because it was his destiny to die or something type thing. And so every creature, every living thing agreed to never harm Boar or something, except for the mistletoe. And so Loki, after a long time, he's the one who fashioned an arrow for the blind brother, and the blind brother didn't know what he was doing, didn't know it was even mistletoe, but Loki positioned him to aim, and the blind brother shot his brother, the bright one, with this mistletoe arrow, and it killed him. And that's kind of what started everything rolling. Interesting! I really like the Nordic tie-ins. Anyway, this has gone on for a long time. But dang. And her design is awesome with like bat wings. But it is definitely not uncommon. The Maenads in Greek mythology were women who, like, they were seeresses, and they were women of great power, but they were also mad. Like they were the god of wines, like sisters, or like like priestesses type things sometimes. But no, the Hindu one especially, any depiction of a female goddess, as long as she's not just like one aspect or the other, but one that tries to encompass both, is the mother protector, which, you know, like the lioness, like the mother, like she's as kind as the sun to, like, you know, her cubs, but if something tries to hurt them or something goes wrong, like nothing in the world can stand between her and, you know, her prey. You know what I mean? So it's definitely, it's interesting. It's very interesting to research these types of things, especially the Hinduism ones. I like that they're dual natures. I really like that. It's cool. Yes, anyway, I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks.